To stop the floodwaters, the beavers began cutting down trees and building a dam. To make full use of their razor-sharp teeth, they placed a young beaver on a block of ice. The little guy shivered from the cold, and his chattering teeth moved so fast that they easily chewed through a giant tree. Meanwhile, on the other side, one beaver tried to chop down a tree with an axe. The tree didn't budge. He switched to a brand new blade, but it was so sharp that a single swing sent him flying through the air. After finally crawling out of the water, he was about to keep chopping. Suddenly, a dog stepped in front of him. It turned out the dog had buried a bone behind the tree. After the dog left, the beaver got back to work, but another beaver beat him to it. A few swings nearly hit him. After dodging the danger, he immediately rushed back and grabbed the axe. However, when he excitedly swung at the tree, the thing that fell over was actually a utility pole. With an embarrassed grin, he quickly ran off, determined to prove himself. The beaver crossed mountains and valleys. Eventually, he reached the tallest peak in the area. There, he decided to challenge a 1,000-year-old tree, but no matter how hard he swung his axe, the tree wouldn't move an inch. Even his axe broke. Out of options, he dragged over several crates of explosives, planning to blast the tree down. A massive explosion echoed across the mountain, yet the ancient tree remained standing. The beaver stood there frozen, completely baffled. Just then, the professionals noticed that a flood was rushing toward them. Within minutes, all the beavers kicked their work into high gear. This beaver had no idea what was happening. He was still trying to figure out how to bring the tree down. After thinking for a moment, he finally came up with a solution. He called in the ultimate lumberjack termites. The giant tree came crashing down instantly. The beaver hopped onto the trunk like it was a surfboard and rode it off the mountaintop. When he saw a massive cliff ahead, he quickly flipped the tree over and used it like a parachute. The moment he landed, a raging wall of floodwater came charging toward him. Panicking, he grabbed onto the trunk and ran for his life. Racing against the flood, the dam was almost finished, but at the critical moment, they were still missing one final log. No matter how hard they tried, they couldn't seal the gap. The flood was about to burst through the unfinished dam. In that desperate moment, the beaver gathered every ounce of strength he had and hurled the tree forward. At the very last second, the trunk wedged perfectly into the opening. The rushing water was stopped. The other beavers excitedly pulled him up. Then they all cheered together in celebration.